Voters are pushing back on the White House claims that Bidenomics have been popular. Watch this.
The president's economic policies are incredibly popular.
According to our last poll, 54 to 36% say Donald Trump did a better job handling the economy when he was president than Biden has done so far.
Welcome to the Bald Brad Show, and happy Independence Day to all my fellow American patriots. What we're going to be covering today is Joe Biden and the administration still pushing that Bidenomics is working and Joe Biden is just in another transition phase. We're going to give you all the details and the latest poll numbers as well as stats on what is going on in Biden's economy. Before we jump into any of that, though, support a true American patriot by hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave us a short, sweet comment down below. Folks, the question of the day is, you think Biden's economy is doing well? Let us know in the comment section below. And also, head over to any of the links in the description below and get yourself a copy of Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. It is a good book. It's a timely book, folks. And you're seeing what the Democrat Party and progressive left are doing in real time to destroy this country from the inside out. Get yourself a copy today. And also head over to baldbrad.com. Get yourself some merchandise. We got custom shirts, custom hoodies, and we got Bald Brad Show mugs, folks, with the Bald Brad Show logo on the front. And it couldn't get more patriotic today, folks. On Independence Day, we got the American flag on the back, folks. Get yourself a mug today by going to baldbrad.com to support a true American patriot. And if you really want to go above and beyond, become a member today. The link is right here, or should I say the button. Hit that join tab, folks. Become a true American patriot yourself by joining our membership. We would love to have you, as well as our awesome community of regulars that always join the live chat in the comment section. Again, become a member today. Well, folks, we are relitigating this because the White House is still pushing that Biden's economy, that's now being rebranded as Bidenomics, is doing well. And we got new poll numbers, we got new statistics, we got it all to debunk what's coming out from this crazy gaslighting administration. So the U.S. is seeing an across-the-board human capital crisis not seen in decades, very similar to what we saw with the 40-year inflation rate that I hadn't even seen in my lifetime. So revealing just how costly Biden administration's policies are for the average American household, a top economist and budget watchdog warned of an economic crisis not seen in years. I hope you're sitting down for this, folks. Quote, this is an across-the-board human capital crisis like we haven't seen for decades. Casey Mulligan, University of Chicago professor and former chief economist at the White House Council of Economic Advisors, said on Fox and Friends Friday. And that's hurting our economy, and it hurts regular people in their everyday lives. According to the Biden administration, though, and jean-pierre, they know what's going on with the Americans. We'll see that clip in just one moment. In a recent report authored by Mulligan that compares financial and fiscal impact between the Obama, Trump, and Biden administrations, which is a great way to do it. A lot of times you look at the year-to-year comparison or decades to decades. He's doing the right thing here, and the data showed U.S. households are facing $10,000 worth of extra costs, mostly from automobile fuel economy and emission standards. When evaluating what added costs Americans would have faced under a second consecutive Trump administration, the average U.S. household was estimated to save $21,000 over 8 years. So you're paying exponentially more under the Biden administration, and you would have saved a hell of a lot of money under the Trump administration. This is talking about your capital, okay? This is also talking about your retirement. This is also talking about all the assets that you built up. This is mind-blowing, but Bidenomics is working. And you had jean-pierre going up against CNN saying how great the branding is. Oh, it just rolls off the tongue. Americans are feeling comfortable and more positive about their finances. It's a long clip, folks, but watch the spinning and watch the gaslighting from this administration. Let's roll it.
Thanks, Karine. I wanted to ask you about this new Bidenomics messaging push. Can you just give me a sense first of, how did you guys coin that phrase, or why did you decide to go with that branding going forward?
You don't like Bidenomics?
No, I'm just asking. I'm curious.
I think it's pretty clever. It's pretty good.
You think it's pretty clever and pretty good? You stole it from Reaganomics, and maybe Reagan stole it from somebody else, but it's not innovative. It's not innovative at all.
Makes Good sense, Bidenomics, right? It kind of flows off the tongue really well. But in all seriousness, look, what you're going to hear from the president, I don't want to get ahead of him. I think we've kind of laid out a little bit of what we are thinking.
Folks, I mean to keep pausing it. The reason why that's so funny, I almost spilt my coffee, is because we don't want to get ahead of him. You guys, you may not be aware of this. Joe Biden didn't even know about Bidenomics. Joe Biden found out about this whole rebranding and the term Bidenomics by watching TV. That's how we found out about it. I don't want to get ahead of the president, but we're going to get ahead of the president by doing all this revamping that he knows nothing about. Come on.
Or what we think the president's going to lay out, or what he is going to lay out. Certainly it's a vision, right? It's a vision about growing the economy from the middle out, the bottom up. You hear us say that over and over again because we believe that trickle-down economics does not work. And we have seen that over and over and over again. And what we have seen, even before the pandemic, is we've seen American families being left behind. And so one of the things that
Folks, we just got done hearing from an economist that said under the Biden administration, it's costing you $10,000 more. If Trump was going to be in office for an extended period of time for another 4 years, you would have saved $21,000 over the Trump presidency. $21,000 you would have saved. Biden's costing you 10. Trump would have saved you 21,000. Liar.
data, if you look at the data and what we've seen from what the president has been able to deliver in the last 2 years, is an economy that's getting back on its feet, an economy that's actually delivering for the American people. 13 million jobs, unemployment rate at under 4%. When you think about wages going up, when you think about inflation at its lowest by more than 50% than it was.
Let's just see the graph from the White House itself, you guys. This is what the White House posted on their Facebook and all their social media. We've talked about this. You guys, if you're listening on audio, please head over to Rumble or YouTube just to see this graphic, because somebody in the White House screwed up. Some intern is getting fired over this. So this is the inflation graph from July 2020 to May of 2023. And they showed before Biden ever entered office. You see that vertical increase in January of 2021? Do you want to kind of think who started becoming president around that time? Who was kind of put in office right when that vertical increase took place? It was pretty much stagnant and flat for the most part when Trump was in office. It was Joe Biden. You see that 40-year increase? And by 40-year increase, I mean we haven't seen inflation at 9.1% in 40 years. And now they're like, oh, well, it's down 50%. It's still up. You are still reaming Americans. It's at like 3.9%. Almost 4%. Oh, but you're doing a good job. You caused the issue. And now we're supposed to thank you for fixing the issue that you caused in the first place. It just gets better, you guys. It gets better. We're gonna let her continue here.
A year ago. That's because of the work that this president has done, and he's going to continue to focus on what we can do to lower cost for the American people. And so that is incredibly important. Look, it's going to be a cornerstone speech, as you've heard me say. It's going to be an opportunity to talk about the historic progress, right, as we're talking about implementing those historic pieces of legislation. And so all of those things go hand in hand, and we believe that that is the vision of the president, and hence Bidenomics.
Well, one of the reasons I ask is because, the latest CNN polling showed that just 34% of Americans approve of the president's handling of the economy. So is there a risk that this...
Who's that 34% that approves of Biden handling the economy? What rock are they living under?
New branding could backfire, and are you confident that this new messaging push is going to change Americans' opinions of the president's handling of the
So we believe our job is to continue to speak to the American people, to lay out what it is that the president is doing on behalf of American families.
And also
that is
lie.
Important. And we have the data to prove it. We have the numbers to show that his economic policy has indeed worked. Look, I kind of talked about this moments ago. This has been...
Folks, if you're just joining us, we literally started the show by explaining the fact that Joe Biden's costing you $10,000 or more just by him being in office, where if Trump was extended another 4 years, you would have saved $21,000 over Trump's term. $21,000 you would have saved. Joe Biden's costing you $21,000 in your pocket sounds really good right about now.
A challenging time for Americans, right? You had the pandemic. We just had my colleague here talk about the war that Mr. Putin has started in Ukraine and what that has done to inflation, not just here but around the world. So we know that the American people they're dealing with a lot. But what we believe is that we have done the work. And we have shown that inflation has indeed come down. It is still too high, and so the president's going to talk to that. He's going to speak to where the Americans people are, and he's going to make sure that we lay out what is it that we have been able to do in a historic fashion to deal with what the American people is currently dealing with. But look, 13 million jobs again. When you think about
It's not 13 million new jobs. We've litigated this time and time again. You guys keep getting ratioed on Twitter and your own Facebook page because they keep boasting about this. You had the entire world shut down. The entire United States was shut down. So when people go back to work, of course, there's going to be new job creation, or in other words, people are going back to the job in which you told them they couldn't go to. So you didn't create jack bleep. People just went back to work, and now you're trying to take credit for something.
About how Americans feel better about their personal finances, that is important. When you think about
What? Listen to this. Listen to this.
what the American people is currently dealing with. But look, 13 million jobs, again, when you think about how Americans feel better about their personal finances, that is important. When you think about wages are going up, when you think about the really good paying, millions of good paying jobs, that union jobs that his policies are going to create, all the things are really incredibly important. So the president's going to continue to speak to that. And that's what we believe that is our priority to do.
So you're confident that you can change.
What world is she living in, you guys? I mean, what world is she living in? Folks, we saw the highest inflation in 40 years. Nearly 80% of Americans think the country is headed in the wrong direction. A vast majority of Americans can't even save up $1,000 for emergency fund. They're not living in the same realm. Biden has failed America, and he's going to continue to fail America. You have other people saying gas prices have increased 15.5%, and real wages, which she just said have increased, wages have gone up. Real wages have decreased 3.2% since Biden's taken office. His policies are crushing the economy. They're not helping it, but this is what they do. They flip things time and time again, and they lie to you about all this. Look at this poll here. This poll is from June 23rd to June 26th about Americans' personal financial situation. It has gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. They lied to you. She's like, oh, well, Americans feel better about their personal finances. Folks, what's on the screen? Does that look better? Look at the far right. June of 2021. 27% just felt like they were falling behind. Now it's at 45%. Look at this. June 2021, 56%. We're like, yeah, we're holding pretty steady. We're kind of flat. We're not increasing. We're not falling behind, but hey, we're holding flat. Now it's only 43%, meaning people are doing worse. Look at 17%. We're like, in June 2021, 2 years ago, hey, we're getting ahead. And now it's 11%. It's gone down. People are getting screwed. Jesus. Straight up liars, man. Constantly lying. Oh, we're not done yet. How do Americans feel about how things are going in the United States? Look at April of 2011. It was 69% were dissatisfied. April 2021, 53%. January 2023, 73%. Now it's 68%. Only 32% people think everything's going well right now. 32%. Like I said, they're under a rock. Jesus, man. Oh, God. Hey, everything's doing well, though. Joe Biden's doing fine. Everybody approves of this guy. Look at President Biden on the economy. How many people actually approve of that? 38% only approve of Joe Biden. And it's only gotten worse since he's been president. In June of 2022, just a year ago, it was 29%. Literally, people think Joe Biden's going in the wrong direction, and she's going to sit on that podium and lie to all of you. Oh, well, they think their personal finances are doing great. All the while, under our economy, the Bidenomics, People are losing $10,000. Oh, well, what would happen if Trump was in office? Oh, you'd have $21,000 in your pocket in the next 2 years. Yeah. Oh, well, everybody approves of Bidenomics. Everybody's approving of Joe Biden. No, they don't. Across the board in all numbers and all polls. No, they don't. And she has the tenacity to actually sit there and tell us that he does. Give me a freaking break, lady. You don't have a clue. Your head ain't on straight. And Joe Biden's on Twitter boasting about all this stuff. Well, our man, Byron Donald, ain't going to sit there and let this go untouched. He has to comment on it, and rightfully so, about this whole thing. We love Byron. He's from Florida. I wish some of those people from Florida would come over here to California with their head on straight. Let's Byron see him shellac the Biden administration.
Pushing back on the White House claims that Bidenomics have been popular. Watch this.
The president's economic policies are incredibly popular.
According to our last poll, 54 to 36% say Donald Trump did a better job handling the economy when he was president than Biden has done so far.
When we came into office, after 4 years of Donald Trump, unemployment was over 6%. And today we are standing here at a time where unemployment is at historic lows. Our economy has recovered faster than any major economy in the entire world.
Okay, Congressman Byron Donald is here, and great to see you, Congressman. They have a short memory, don't they, the Biden administration? Donald Trump's economy.
Well, not just them. I mean, Biden himself has a short memory, or we'll be lucky if the guy has a memory at all.
Prior to COVID was at a 50-year high. It was really humming along. My question to you is Biden's economy working for voters?
Nope.
Look, I'm really glad that this is the topic because I watched some of this presser. It was ridiculous. They don't really know what good economics are over at the White House, except, of course, if you're taking money from Burisma, then that works out for you. But, I digress. I'm going to leave that for another day. Listen, everybody's incomes have fallen when you adjust for inflation in the Biden economy. Under the Trump economy, black voters were earning more money, building more wealth. The American dream was tangible for so many Americans. In this economy here, we are stagnating very, very fast. Interest rates are higher. Banks have serious concerns. Our energy system is actually becoming more dependent on foreign sources. I mean, we can go down the list. Labor participation rate is lower than it should be. And we could have come out of the pandemic if Joe Biden took the Hippocratic Oath and just did no harm. If he just sat in the Oval Office and did nothing, our economy would have rebounded significantly faster than it did without this crippling inflation, which has hurt everybody. That is the Biden economic record, which is a record of disaster, which is why voters almost 2-1 want Donald Trump back, because he actually knows how to run the economy in a successful way for all Americans.
All right, let's change topics. Attorney General Merrick.
Folks, where's the lie? Where's the lie on anything Byron said in any of that? Because Byron Donald has this on straight. The Biden administration, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. I don't know what woke libs, unintelligent people that are working in that White House are doing, but you're getting shellacked in this economy. Your retirement's getting hurt. Minimum, your retirement's probably getting shellacked about $4,500. Like we just said here, an economist came out and said, look, under the Biden administration, during his first 4-year term, you're going to lose 10 G's, 10 grand, just under 4 years. Just imagine what another 4 years is going to do to you. This guy sucks. Everybody thinks he sucks. There's a certain amount of people in this country, about 1/3, a little bit less than 1/3, that thinks he's doing well. Where they are at and where their head's on, I have no idea. They're under a rock. But let me know what you think about this. The question of the day is, do you think the Biden economy is doing well? Do you think it's good? Let us know in the comment section below. Share this video with your friends or family, folks. Head over to baldbrad.com and get yourself some merch, get yourself some hoodies, get yourself a nice American mug here, folks. And lastly, most importantly, become a member and join us today. Hit that join tab right down here, folks, somewhere over here. Become a member. We would love to have you. We really do, you guys. Have an awesome community here. A lot of regulars always join and come hang out for every single live, or at least every single video. You can either catch them in the live chat or the comment section below. Folks, if you are a member, welcome every new member that does join us. Encourage them to join the community. We would love to have you. We are true American patriots. We love America. It is Independence Day, folks. We live in the greatest country that God's ever created in human existence, folks. Kiss the soil that you live on, because there is no better place. You are literally living on heaven on earth. With that being said, hit that like, subscribe button, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow here on The Bald Brad Show.